Um. So you're saying like most likely like a good student. At what age were you like, I'm not really thinking about college?
So there was
Did
no
Harsh have a
particular
or yeah?
age.
Did Harsh have an origin story? He's like, I'm fed up with this. I'm out of here.
No, so I finished my high school, right? So 12th grade for you guys. I finished my, sorry, high school for you guys, 12th grade for us.
Hmm.
And then I started doing my chartered accountancy, so my CA. And CA is not considered to be a college degree, it's a professional qualification. So you're supposed to do a graduation on the side. So I went and I enrolled in graduation and I got into a really good college. It's one of the best colleges in the country. And I went there for maybe like 3 weeks or something. And the only thing they were teaching us was really dumb, like how to calculate averages. So they were teaching me at maybe 18 or 19, 18 years old things I had learned in eighth grade, like how to calculate a weighted average. And
Hmm.
it was just dumb. And it had stupid shit like, ecofeminism, how the earth is a woman and we're supposed to be feministic towards it. And I was like,
What the
this is
heck?
bullshit. I'm waking up at 7 o'clock I'm waking up at 5:30, 5:36 o'clock in the morning, reaching here at 7, only to be trolled by these guys learning how to calculate an average. And I was like, I'm out of here. I'm not wasting any more of my time.
How old are you?
I was 18 years old, I think.
18. Okay.
Maybe younger, I don't remember. I think maybe 17. This is back in 2014, I think,
Hmm.
or 13, a long time ago.
Right.
So I I withdraw from my college, and all the teachers are shocked, right? These college teachers are like, huh, someone actually dropped out of this college. This is supposed to be one of the best colleges in the country where people compete to get in. And I'm
Hmm.
like, I want to have nothing to do with this. This is bullshit. Like, you're not teaching me anything. And I remember telling one of the teachers while I was dropping out that I would be happy to come here, but you actually need to teach something. You can't be telling me how to take averages. This is a waste of my time.
You told the
And
teachers that?
I told the teacher that, and teacher is looking at me like, you, the gall on this kid.
The brain cells and balls of this kid.
And he's explaining to me that he agrees with me, but unfortunately they have to follow the syllabus. I'm like that's fine, but this is not valuable enough for my time. I can do other things. I can learn other things. I can actually sleep, and
Mm.
that will be better for my health than coming here and learning something I already know. And told him this other thing, right? This whole religious thing you're teaching me, like this whole ecofeminism, that's bullshit. And he's like, I know
Mm.
it's bullshit. So the professor was not an idiot,
Right.
and he's like, I don't decide the syllabus, but I just have to teach it. So I dropped out of college. So yeah, that's a story of me in college. I went there for like 3 or 4 weeks before getting super annoyed by it.
So
And
within those 3 to 4 weeks, did you build any friends who are just like trying to talk you out of it, or it's too short of a time to build any friends like that?
oh no, I made a lot of friends in that month. Of
Were
course, I'm
were
not
they,
in touch with them.
were they like, Harsh, don't go, you're making a big mistake?
No, because at 18 and 17, boys are like, okay, do it. Let's see what happens.
Oh, so they were like telling you to do it. Oh, what about your parents? What was their attitude?
So they were not telling me to do it, like the friends of mine, but they kind of felt the same way, but they didn't have the balls to do it themselves.
Hmm.
My family was surprisingly extremely supportive. I just told my dad, okay, I need to quit this college. This is a waste of my time, and I'm doing the CA thing. And my dad looks at me and he's like, okay. And literally the next day we went and quit college. That was the end of it.
And your
So
mom?
my mother was like, cool. Like, if you think that's the best thing you need to do, then you should do it. And yeah, so this is
What
a
about
time of my life. Go
what
on.
about the uncles and aunties? Or are they just like, what is Harsh Babu doing?
Yeah, the uncles and aunties don't really care about me as much.
Oh,
Like
really?
yeah, yeah. In the sense they have their thing, but my family doesn't care about them. Like they don't care about their opinions to change my decision. And yeah, so my family was very supportive. I just dropped out the next day. Like literally, I told them in the evening that I'm dropping out tomorrow, and my dad went to me with went with me to the college. We dropped out, and
Mm,
I got my fees back. Interestingly, I got my 50
right.
bucks back.
But you weren't seeing anyone else doing stuff like this, right? Were you somewhat of a pioneer within your bubble of doing something like that?
After I quit college, one more person I know quit college following my example. I think two people quit college. So that was a good thing. But
Hmm.
those two people kind of did not have the same trajectory as me. So I don't recommend people drop college because I can observe their experience. Those guys are completely broke now. Like they don't have a degree and they couldn't finish their CA. So now they're like high school graduates in India. So they're fucked. So this is why on the
Hmm.
internet, right, when I'm blasting advice, I don't tell people like go and drop college because it may or may not work. It worked fabulously for me, but it might not work for you. It depends on how intelligent you are and whether you start a business or not.
Hmm. It really comes
What
down to the
about
circumstances. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it comes down to the circumstances, but if you were just asking me if I was talking to someone, like if I was talking to the 18-year-old version of me and he's asking me, Harsh, whether I should quit college or not, I would be like, of course you should quit college. This place is wasting your time and you should just sleep more instead. And that's literally what I did. I didn't use that time in the morning for anything else. I just slept more.
You're like a you weren't doing stuff like the 5 a.m. challenge then.
No, no, no.
You're
I
sleeping
was
in.
17, 18. I was sleeping.
Okay. Yeah, man. I mean, for me, like people dropping out of college wasn't really a thing. Um, I mean, all this new like marketing stuff that you see, especially on YouTube, where people are, nowadays proposing the alternate paths. We have to realize like the internet ages in like dog years. Like 1 year in the internet is like 7 human years, where things move fast. So in like 2009, like people weren't really moving out of or like just dropping college like that. It was it was always a possibility, I guess. But in 2009, 2010, there weren't that many online opportunities. Like that's when Facebook was just becoming a thing, and people were like, "Did you hear about this Facebook thing?" But the idea of like, let's say, creating ebooks or creating a course, getting ad revenue wasn't really even a concept then. So when you were dropping out, it was like what, like 2014, 15ish range?
I think it was 13, 14. I'll have to do some math to figure it
Okay.
out.
Yeah, yeah. So like as I said, like internet years age like dog years. But you weren't even doing online business then. You were doing CA for how long? You said it takes a year.
It takes 4 years, if I remember correctly.
So
It's
how
been a
did you
long time.
so how did you hear about online business?
I was reading these blogs. I was reading Cernovich's blog, if you remember, Danger in Play.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very inspired by it. And I kind of found Victor Pride's blog from it. And with Victor Pride, I found the Wall Street Playboys, which now go by Bowtied Bull. So I was reading these blogs very regularly back when I was 16, 17, 15 foot. I think when I was 15 years old, I started reading those blogs. And they kind of had a strong impact on my personality, obviously, because I was at the age where they would impact me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always I was more of a businessy person since the beginning, in the sense that even as a kid, I would be like, I'm not going to work for anybody, even as a 5-year-old. And these blogs kind of they gave me the practical tools I needed to start a business. So yeah, that's kind of how I got introduced to the world of online business, because I remember my dad telling me about business, that you need to like get off the computer and start doing a business, because sitting in your room on a computer, you're not gonna do anything. And I'm telling him that sitting in my room on my computer, this is like the place to be doing business at.
This is my business, Dad.
Yeah, this is I remember saying that line, like, this is the business to be in.